Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and you guys have landed Mirror. I don't know how far away it is. Let's navigate to it. 2.5 kilometers away. It's almost in our what do you call it, window. We are going to we're going to head over there and check it out. We're going to do that before doing any science because I'm excited to. And I think here's a problem. Agent Kerman was not supposed to be the guy to land on Duna. That was supposed to be Starvin Marvin. Starvin Marvin flew us all the way out here and he never got to land anywhere. That means, Starvin, I'm going to put you on the top of the list of things to do when the time comes to when we loop back around through the people. I'm not going to put you in front of people who haven't flown anywhere, but you'll be able to do something cool before Regex or Agent will. But because Regex gets to be the first one out everywhere, Agent is going to be the first one out here. And he's going to be the first one to fly all the way over to this thing, using up a lot of his monopropellant, because that's just the way it works. Hopefully not half of it, so he'll be able to get back to the ship. Just monopropellant barely gets you off the surface. If I had thought about this, I might have built a rover instead of relying on monoprop. But it may surprise you to know, I didn't actually think about this very much. You are probably going very fast. Yes, you are. I am pulling back on the stick, as the case may be. There we go. Oh yeah, we won't use half of our monoprop. What is this? Dun dun dun! Actually, what it is probably you crashing and dying here if I don't do this right. Dun dun dun! This must be part of a bigger mystery. Maybe it has to do with that ship we found in the Arctic. I hope those are supposed to be eyes. Anybody who doesn't get that joke, don't ask your parents. Dun, dun, dun! What is going on? Okay. Okay, we got our contract. Let's see what it says here. Let's close this so we can actually see the contract. I don't think that looks like a Kerbal at all. I guess that answers it. It just happened to look a bit like a Kerbal. There's nothing going on here, nothing major, except for the fact that you float when you're on it. Let's go ahead and get you back to the main ship here. We're going to reset that experiment because Regex is going to do his due diligence here and get that data. If you have to, you're going to walk most of the way. I'm just watching your monopropellant use here. If you have to walk a kilometer, you have to walk a kilometer. That's just the way it's going to work here. And I think I waited too long. Oh boy. Oh, this is going to be fun. You do not look like you're having a good time. Oh. Hey, there's a rock there. I bet that's an interesting rock. Look at the rock. You're missing the rock. I hope you also missed the ship. Looks like you're going to. This is why we don't send the scientists to do a pilot's job here. You're like, oh, please, mommy. Yeah, if this was golf, you would be on the green. I'm just saying. Or the red, I guess. Because you're playing golf on Duna. Yeah, actually, don't use up all your monoprop. I just realized you need it to get back in the ship. You need at least a little bit. I don't think you can clamber that far. So let's turn the monoprop off. Or let's turn the this mode off, and you go into run mode here. My cat's excited that you saw that face. Okay, I don't know which pod you're supposed to be in, so actually we got to plant your flag anyway, and you get to plant the flag that stays. And we never actually left a flag on Ike, but oh well. Duna first landing. That face. Okay, Regex, your turn. Oh, that's the shield. Or the shield. The Regex, your turn. Go ahead and hop out. Let's try to clamber here. Nicely done. Nicely done. Let's get the data out of here. Reset this. We're gonna do all this, and then I'll come back after I've murdered my cat for interrupting the show. Okay, Regex has reset all the experiments. We are going to very quickly. We're going to do something here. We're going to put. Oh wait, Agent has a very important job. He has several very important jobs. One of them is to not take all the data and then store all the experiments. Your job is to repack all the chutes. First of all, for return to Kerbin, because we're going to want those. And second of all, we're going to want to. Sweet, you can repack them from here. Second of all, we're going to want to have these just in case something goes wrong. Not that I expect anything to go wrong, mind you. But if something were to go wrong on the ascent, we would want to have those chutes available. Okay, what we're going to do here is, let's go ahead and take a crew report. I guess we never got this crew report. Actually, we've already used a lot of fuel. I think we're just going to ditch any more atmospheric science we can get. So we're going to undock this thing. And, okay, Agent, get out and do your job here. You want to clamber. You're supposed to clamber. There we go. You got to push this thing off. Because we don't want it anymore. It is litter on the surface. Literally. Whoa, that's a big jump. It is literally litter. And now we are ready to take off. And we are going to take off to the east, which is up and to the left on the nav ball. This is the fuel we care about, but it's 149, which is more than this. Oh, we have to fix our staging. We have to fix our staging. There we go. There we go. Yes, 29 and 2 29s is 59. So, as soon as this gets down, we're going to toss these legs, and as soon as the other one's down, we're going to toss those legs, and then we're going to get into orbit. So, let's hit Z and take off to... This is going to be more of a Kerbin-ish ascent, and I'm just gonna cut everything in half. Like in Eve, I double everything. On Duna, I'm going to cut everything in half because I don't know a better way to do it. So I'm going to turn over 5 degrees every 1,000 meters of my apoapsis, which is already over 1,500. So we're going to hit Z, and I'm going to go over to the 5 degree mark right here on the nav ball. We're going to hit T, so we're actually doing this. Now, this is a terrible engine for atmosphere, but luckily, Duna doesn't have that much atmosphere. Let's go ahead and get down on the nav ball. Okay, we're already at 2, so I'm going to be down to 80 degrees here. Our apoapsis is 6, so we actually want to be much farther down, but I think getting up a little high is pretty good with this engine, just to get us out of the super thick atmosphere here. We've lost... Our parachutes just went off. Our parachutes just went off. This might be the end of the mission here. Let's go ahead and start cutting these things. We definitely want to be out of the thickest stuff now. Oh my god. Cut these chutes. Come on. I'm not watching the ship at all. I'm just looking for the parachute to cut. It's got to be this one. Cut chute. Okay. Oh my god. Well, there goes our... And actually, that's a bad thing because that ends our... That ends our chance of using those parachutes to save ourselves if we are to have any problems. So... Well, let's see what happens here. Our apoapsis is 29, which is pretty good. So we're at least going to get out of the atmosphere. So we should have time to repack the chutes in in space if we have trouble. The nice thing is I built this thing thinking that I should be sideways by now. I built this thing thinking that I was going to lift a 2-man lander can off of Duna, and then oh, look at that. I think that's going to make a good screenshot. Actually, there we go. That's going to be my screenshot to parallel the screenshot from the first episode. Let's see. Actually, I need to cut my engines because we are almost out of fuel, and our apoapsis is pretty high, and our periapsis is pretty low. Yeah, I built this thing with the 2-man lander can, and then I changed it without changing any of the fuel. So having those parachutes impart all that drag on us may have saved our lives. And sightseeing the Ike on the rise there might have killed our lives. Let's actually get an EVA report. We're actually higher up in the upper atmosphere than I thought we were, or lower down in the upper atmosphere than I thought we were for Regex to get pulled off here. But we're fine. We're all fine here, thanks. We should be in space by now. We are not. Space on Duna is 50, so we need to actually burn more. I am now officially terrified. Ha! Okay, guys. We have a problem. Regex first. Take all the data out of here. Actually, you'll be better off on the surface. I hate to say it. Regex, get back in. Agent, you have a job. Your job is to repack these chutes. We are going back down to the surface. I hope you're not going to die on the surface. There's a moderately decent chance we will, because we don't have any fuel. But if we both jump out as the time comes, I say we, if you guys both jump out as the time comes, but yeah, this is potentially terrifying, and it's going to be in the dark, sadly. Man, I can't believe that the chutes are, they never did that in beta. Once you triggered chutes, you had to action group them, and I never did actually action group them. Also, they were in the active stage. They shouldn't have gone. Let's go ahead and take a crew report, I guess. We're not gonna take an EVA report, that's for sure. But yeah, you guys are gonna. Actually, we're out of the atmosphere now. We can at least go 10 times. You guys are gonna come down. Your parachutes are gonna slow you down a bit. Oh yeah, now it doesn't work. Hopefully we're not going to land on anything super high, and also hopefully the engine and the fuel tank will kill the rest of our velocity. It probably will. I don't think we're going to have any problems. However, we are going to try to hop you guys out, I think, as we're coming down, because you guys can definitely survive 16 meters per second. Agent proved that on his way back from the face. Yeah, what are you going to do about it? This is the life we lead, and you guys have no food. So what we're going to have to do is the rescue mission to save you guys. The rescue mission to save you guys is going to have to be a rover with a docking port on it. I'll tell you what, on the way down, I'll show you this. The transfer window planner is awesome. We did a new Kerbin to Duna window. Let's go ahead and plot that window. Here's the next good time to come to Duna. So we're going to add an alarm for that. And look, it's not too long after the guy, I don't remember his name. God, who else went to Duna? Starvin' Marvin. It's not too long after Starvin' Marvin's going to return. I think upping the altitude to 450 with some of these is not a bad idea. Let's go and take another crew report. Why not? Just trying to get some of these higher and some of them so that we spend a little bit less time slowing, or just a little bit more time, I should say, slowing down. They'll all eventually come open. There we go. Oh, actually, 7 meters per second. The engine might actually take that. These lander cans only have like a 6, though. I'm just terrified that you guys... You know what I think I can do? How far are we off the surface? When our altitude over the terrain gets to 1,000... No, when it gets to 100... We actually might be down to 6. See, the engine's going to survive. I think the whole ship's going to survive, but I'm terrified that you guys are going to die. We're just going to hold on to the outside of the ship as we come down, just in case. This is just a safety precaution. Regex, don't knock the ship over. Okay, we're good. We are good. And actually, was that Regex? Yeah, that was Regex. Okay, Agent. Actually, if you guys stay on EVA, you won't ever go on strike. So I think we're going to do that, actually. Regex. You get to... oh, you're not Regex. You're Regex. I was on the ship. Let's go ahead and take a crew report here. Or actually, let's take the data out. I guess we can store the experiments back in here. That's not going to be a big deal. Let's take our EVA report flying over the lowlands and store it. Then let's drop to the surface. Take these things. Okay, that didn't work. Store the experiments. And then, I don't know if you ever planted a flag, so go ahead and plant a flag here, although we're not going to use it. I know Agent planted a flag, because he actually planted the real flag. You are going to get back up on top of the ship here. Don't knock it over. We're going to pretend that you guys are going to sit out here with your power. You're on strike, but that doesn't mean you don't want to watch television. And yeah, in 15 days, you guys are gonna be in strike mode. But at least you'll be mobile, and we don't have to worry about getting you back on the ship. All we have to worry about is landing a ship with enough food in it to get you guys home. It's a bit cheaty, but it's just the way it's gonna work. Okay, well, now let's head back up to space and take care of the return ship. Sadly, we're not gonna complete the Duna contract until these guys can come home, but that's just the way it works sometimes. And Starvin now has plenty of food. He doesn't have to worry about that at all because we brought enough food for 3 people to last this year, or more than a year. And he's eating it all by himself now, so that's just the way it works. So I'm going to fast forward until the return window, and that's a year and 129 days from now, and I will be back when that's ready to go. It has been mere moments, but I just realized that I want to get this satellite. I want to get this satellite out to Ike, so I'm actually going to do this. I have this maneuver node set up for next orbit, but I'm actually going to do it now, because I think it might get us an encounter with Ike this orbit instead of waiting for next orbit. There's our encounter with Ike. Focus view on him. We want to get a polar orbit. I think that is pretty good there. It's about as good as we could expect. Let's go ahead and add a maneuver to slow us down here. So let's try to do a resource scan, and it's going to fail. 25 and 650. We're over 25. We just got to get our apoapsis under 650, and then we're good. And I was trying to decide what to do with this ship. There we go. Let's just go ahead and... That's fine. I was trying to decide what to do with this ship after... let's do this orbital survey. We're going to start the transmission here. We're going to, of course, use up all of our precious solar charge. Although we don't. I guess, yeah, it's got to be that compared to the size of the body. Okay, here's Ike. What do we got for different choices here? Yeah, it is weird. The dot one is different. Somebody reported that on the forum, that the dots are different than the other two. And actually, all three of these are different, which is funny. But let's go ahead and use... I like this one. This is my favorite one. Right here on the equator, this is looking pretty good. Let's bring our cutoff up. Yeah, it looks like there's no actual hot spot. Well, there's a hot spot here. Sadly, it's on the other side of Ike, but it's on this... It's close to where we landed, actually. Sadly, doesn't look like our flag survived, which is weird. Did we plant a flag and then pick it up? Yeah, above the 40% here, there's nothing on Ike. So it looks like the best place to set up mining operations is on the far side over here. And if we want one on the near side, it's going to be right here on the trailing edge. There's still a little bit of haze here. Actually, there's still a little bit of haze here, so maybe, yeah, although I don't want to land on the dark area because I had so many problems with it last time. So we'll probably do it here, and it's nice and high too, so it'll be even cheaper to lift stuff off. So that's where we're going to be setting up mining operations on Ike if we do it. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to, but I would like to. I think it would be cool. But now, yeah, this guy, I have two choices for him. One, he can test re-entry from interplanetary. I've done some tests, and I'm pretty sure that even without a heat shield, these guys are not going to have any trouble coming home. But I am not 100%, 1,000% sure. So either this guy can return to Kerbin first, and because he's got 2.5 grand meters per second. That's far more than he needs to get back. Did I say Earth? He returned to Kerbin to test re-entry. Or I could send him out to Jewel to see how bad the solar panels are, because we have heard tale that the solar panels are terrible way out any bit past Duna. They seem to be doing fine at Duna, but out at Jewel and even Drez, apparently they're terrible. But I don't think we're going to bother with that. I think we're just gonna go home. Okay, here we come. Yep, and as I suspected, it is about half a Duna orbit, which is awesome. Now, what we are going to do here is we're actually going to send the other ship home first. Because, reasons. I'll show you. Oh, instead of telling you, I'll show you. Let's go ahead and go to that other ship. Basically, returning from Duna is like going to Eve. We want to do this, let's see, let's set Kerbin as our target. We want to do this a little bit later. Right like that. Oh, that's really good. Let's go ahead and give a tiny, well, probably 10. Let's give a little bit more delta V here. And we have 1,700 meters per second, which is a very large amount, to be honest with you. And it's, yeah, these guys are the only fuel tanks, though, so we can't lose these guys until we are confident that we are returning into Kerbin's atmosphere and not going to die horribly. We could also cheat our aero braking a bit and then use these guys to slow down as well, because we're only using 600 of our 17. We're going to still have a grand left in the tank. Starvin' Marvin, you are a fully leveled up Kerbal. And in 5 seconds, you're going home. You say goodbye to the two guys on the surface. You say you're sorry, you couldn't help them, but your ship just isn't really the kind of ship that could land on the surface, and especially isn't the kind of ship that could take off again. But in 64 days, we're going to be launching a rescue mission, which is going to be next episode, I guess. Probably I'm going to try to self-contain that in the entire thing, because I'm sure we are now at the point where we're going to start getting contracts for other stuff too. Ideally, this is going to be enough money and science to unlock that tech tree, and maybe the rescue mission is going to come out here with a drill for Ike. I'm going to just kill the maneuver node, and we're just going to wait for those magical markers to come up here. There they are. As soon as they tell us When we're going to hit, we're going to stop. There we go. Okay, now we're going to focus on Kerbin. And we're going to do the same thing we've done in the past. On the way to Duna, we're going to burn until this is over the top of this. From the actual perspective. That way, when we're at the mid-course correction, all we need to do is burn, fix the up and down. But now let's do the resource scanner, and this is where we I show you the genius of my plan. Okay, he needs to eject this way, which is basically the direction he's facing. So I think we're gonna do it right here. We're just gonna let's see if we can get this done. Oops, he's going backwards. So we're gonna do it actually right about very soon. And the goal here is to set this maneuver up using the ship that has more meters per second. So close. I think we might try to mid-course correction that one. What's our total delta V right now? 600. We've got we got so many. So we have so many much. We can actually possibly fix it with this. Although the farther we get from this descending node, the worse. So maybe we could do this and then change the time a bit. I think we're just going to have to mid-course correction this guy. If we had a maneuver here to fiddle with this, let's focus on Sun here. If we had a maneuver here and just fiddle a little bit here, we can mid-course correction ourselves. Yeah, this will be cheap. So we're going to do this. And what this is going to do here, if we go back to Duna, and we set our leaving ship as our target, assuming it lets us. There we go. Set as target. We're going to be able to see where he's going to intersect Kerbin, which is here. But we're planning to intersect Kerbin over here, which means we're going to get there first. That's the idea. That way he can test the theory that we can aerobrake in one maneuver and not die a horrible death. This isn't very efficient, but I don't care because we're going to lose all this fuel when he crashes into the surface of Kerbin anyway. Okay, that is very, very close to an encounter with Kerbin. So much. I'm just going to bring it back down just a little bit so we see the markers. And then all we have to do is slow down or speed up or something. Looks like slow down is probably better. And then radial it in or out. Looks like out. Bam! There's our encounter with Kerbin. So we're going to be doing that. And we're not going to... I'm going to cut out here because the next thing to happen... Well, I'll tell you what. We'll get these guys out of the sphere of influence. Just for the fun of it. Bye-bye, Duna. We'll be back for at least 2 reasons. Now the resource scanner gets to say goodbye to Duna. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I am HMV, and next time when we send our rescue ship to Duna, I will, as always, talk at you later.